Hello planner friends, my name is Sarah and I love sharing tips and tricks to help you stay optimized and organized and have fun at the same time. Boy, will we talk about fun today, because I am going to be sharing my experience at Go Wild. For those of you that don't know or don't have like a full notion of what Go Wild is, it is possibly the biggest planner conference in the US. There are others such as like the Chicago Planner Conference, but this is a really big one. This year we had close to like 1,600 attendees. It's 3 days long, but it can be 4 like if you join the shop summit. So I'm going to be giving you all of the details, a timeline on what happened. I'm going to be sharing footage from Go Wild, like my experience. Spoiler alert, we got to see Martha Stewart. She was the speaker. There were things that I already knew about Go Wild before going into it. I did a lot of research and a lot that I had to be there to learn and experience. So I really want to share everything with y'all because I've been wanting to go for the longest time, finally did, and now it's time to share it. And these are my swag bags over here. I left with 3 swag bags from the conference. So a bunch. This tote is from Erin Condren, and I put my planners and journals in here. And then we got this tote from Go Wild. It was sponsored by Krissyann Designs. And this tote is by the Happy Planner. Super cute, the little Happy Planner chart. And so I will be doing like a full like swag haul at a later date, so stay tuned for that. The sponsors were very generous. I will say that like a lot of people like in our Facebook groups and things like that were saying that this year was probably like the year with the least amount of swag. Somebody compared it to like being on Section 8 swag. Yeah, like they were complaining that there was a little bit of it compared to other years. But I'm not complaining. I think the sponsors were very generous. I know of other people that pay good money for conferences and they don't even get swag. They go to like nail conferences or things like that, and their tickets are pricey and there's no swag. So maybe, I mean, it was my first time. Maybe it was less, maybe it was more. I don't know. But I'm excited either way. I'm super, super thankful. So let's jump right in. Okay, so I probably didn't mention it, but it's right here. Go Wild was in Dallas this year. It was in Texas. I didn't stay on site. I know that a lot of people did. Some people told me that the hotel was around like $220 a night, which is a little out of my budget. So I got an Airbnb that really was like a 3 to 5 minute drive away from the Lowe's Arlington Hotel where it was. So it wasn't exactly in Dallas. It was in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Arlington in a hotel that like literally opened this year in February. It was a little bit cheaper for me because my husband drove me. We stayed in our Airbnb while I was at the conference. He worked from the Airbnb, so it was like pretty convenient, and it was super helpful that he was able to like drop me off and then also like pick me up so I can drop off swag, because I mean, carrying this tote full of stuff all day was a little bit difficult. So I would just like after lunch or something just go to my Airbnb, and then I would just come back later that evening for evening activities. Some people paid like $30-something in valet parking fees like per day that they stayed at the hotel. So it definitely adds up. I'll be going into detail into like how much to budget and how much to account for, but I just wanted to like share that information, which was my case. I was lucky that it happened in my state.
That's probably why I was able to go.
there's an app. There was an app that told you exactly what was happening. It sent you push notifications in case like the location of a certain place like changed. It had maps, like everything. And why don't I just show you? So I did like a little screen recording of the app. So the first day is a pretty chill day. You have the planner fair, which is like photo spots, vendors. You have your welcome bag pickup. And then you could take your yearbook headshot. It's the day that you start taking pictures and start posting on stories. And then at night you have a welcome party. Now Friday is like the big day where you have the speakers. So we had several like very successful speakers, like a fun game hosted by Krissyann Designs, Cloth and Paper. They gave us breakfast, our little energy break. Then Damask Love did a workshop, and then we got to see Martha Stewart. So it was really cool, and it's kind of like the night also that the wild crop happens. It was by Mark Your Pages, Bess Whiteman, AmandaRachelLee, and I didn't stay for the last portion, Planner Zen, but that was really fun. And then Saturday is like the last day of speakers. We had the founders of different shops like talk. We had Erin Condren do like a fun game. Then again, we had our energy break, a washi art workshop. And then we had a post secret, which was actually really cool. We had another speaker under this desk news, and you kind of like get to go on your own again, like around 2 p.m. and come back for the Planjama. So I just wanted to give you guys like a quick kind of recap of the activities that you do. Okay, now you kind of have an idea of everything that happened. So now I'm gonna take you through my personal experience. First things first, if you're anything like me, you'll wanna grab your tote bag first. Because of course I've heard people like vendors give you freebies and things like that. So before you head into the planner fair, it's probably best to just pick up your tote. I absolutely loved my tote. It was sponsored by Krissyann Designs. It was super sturdy. Like, look at this, and it was ginormous. It has a zipper. It just says Go Wild Dallas. And then if I'll go if you go. Sorry, it's so big. Yeah, so I really liked it. I just picked it up with my badge, which this is what my badge looks like. It has a really cute, like, it has my handle here, and then back here it's like a QR code that with the rules, and they scan this like for your yearbook photo or things like that. My welcome box came with like a couple of pins, but I know that you can buy pins or they'll give them to you like as gifts. And then you get this super cute t-shirt in there. You kind of chose your size beforehand. Mine was a little larger than I intended it to be, so the sizing this year was like a little larger, but it's okay, it's perfect. Here you can see me like during bag pickup, and then after bag pickup you have like the planner fair. Going into the planner fair, the first song that popped into my head was Hilary Duff's This Is What Dreams Are Made Of. Because it was so beautiful. You had the Erin Condren booth that was beautiful. Live Love Posh, Laurel Denise, Zebra had a really cute booth. Then the Go Wild University one. The Happy Planner had a really cute like giant planner where you could take a picture. I'm not a big Happy Planner user, but they did a lot. They gave us a tote and then this really cute notebook, like immediately like one of the first freebies that you get. Moxie Life had like the ball pit. Then there was the place where you could take your yearbook headshot, and there was a spot that Krissyann also sponsored. She was so generous. She sponsored the bags, pictures, confetti carpet, like so many things. And where you took the picture, they actually sent you the picture like a digital copy to your phone, and you got a printed copy. They did like bubbles and stuff like that. That was really cute. That was super fun. And then like the main area, I wouldn't say lobby, like the hallways where you could see all of the Go Wild schedule, the wall of names. That was really fun. You could see the sponsors, and there was just great photo spots. There was a giant boot, the wall also with all the sponsors. It was so nice. Pink, purple, like right up my alley. Just even walking through there was super exciting. The hotel had really open spaces. I'm glad it did because there was a lot of waiting in line. I guess you can't really see it on video, but you have the wall of names, which I think is a really, really nice touch from Go Wild. Like trying to find your name on that wall, it just kind of shows everyone who's there. I think it really speaks to the culture that has been created by Go Wild. Like how, you know, we're all on that wall. We're all participants. We're all there. So that was really nice. I really enjoyed that. Then after like we took some pictures and things like that and just went around catching freebies because that's kind of what you do. We went to the Newbie meetup. That was really cool. Go Wild really builds upon itself like every year. Every year people have new ideas. And this year a person, I think her name is Kristen. I'll definitely link her and her Instagram. I'll kind of show you a little bit of her speech. She was just, you know, saying how last year she was a newbie and there wasn't really like a space for newbies to get questions answered, to hang out and kind of like do icebreakers or anything like that. She was so kind, like had some really encouraging words for us. And she said that she just kind of pitched the idea to the Go Wild team and they made it happen. She wanted to be like the newbie ambassador. I thought that was a really nice touch for someone to come forward and do that because she's not really like part of the Go Wild committee. She's just some random volunteer that wanted to do something really sweet for the newbies. Don't get me wrong, like Go Wild does so many sweet things. Like they had a lactation room. They had like a calm zone for the introverts. There was just a lot of thoughtful bits and pieces sprinkled throughout that I thought was just like, I mean, I don't know. I've never really gone to like Comic-Con or any like other big conferences, but I think this one is highly, highly tailored and personalized to us. So in that newbie session, they told us what to expect, where certain things were going to be, and you got to connect with some of the newbies. Something I haven't mentioned yet is like there's this big culture of Go Wild to share like friendship bracelets. And I'm bummed out that I didn't do it, that I didn't make bracelets because I got some really cute ones. So like squad goals, I got some for the EC squad, Go Wild. Some of them say like I love snacks. Like there's just a bunch of bracelets. Like there were girls that had them like all the way through here. And you even get one in your welcome badge box. It's just, there's this culture that it's all of its own at Go Wild that I thought was absolutely incredible. And this newbie meetup is just a testament to it. So I was thankful, especially to her who did that. And there was like this volunteer named Michael who was like getting us water, trying to find us seats and everything. Like they weren't expecting so many people to show up and they did. Like it was at 2 p.m. that day that we got there. So it was amazing. I loved it. I received some questions on my Instagram that I'll kind of like answer throughout the video as I am sharing my experience. I know that a lot of things will come up, and definitely if you have any questions about Go Wild, drop them in the comments below. I'm excited to hear them, and you know, I'll do my best to answer them. I'm not a Go Wild expert, but this experience taught me so much. I did have a lot of resources, like even before the conference, like I think months before, you get invited to a Facebook group where you can buddy up. A question that really stood out to me that someone asked in my Instagram stories was, is it okay to like go if you don't know anyone? Will you make friends? And Before going to Go Wild, in the Facebook group, someone said, one of my biggest regrets is not connecting, because a lot of people say, like, more than the swag, more than, you know, whatever you may get out of this conference, it's the connections that you make, being with people who are like you, people that have one common love and interest, and that's planning and planners. I already knew some people like before Go Wild, but I am like 100% sure that if I hadn't known anyone, I would have found someone to connect with, because everyone was just so welcome, so inviting, so sweet. You have the big planner influencers, you have the founders of very big brands, Heather, Kill, Krissyann, AmandaRachelLee from Cloth and Paper, like, just gave me a huge hug. Here's picture evidence of it. Like, she was so sweet. Everybody is just like super nice, and even the people that go, like, you will find someone. If you haven't watched my Erin Condren factory tour, go ahead and watch it. But I met people that are Erin Condren affiliates, and I connected with them. They live in Texas too. There's the Scrap Master on Instagram, or Sammy Sweet Life. I think she's on YouTube. Sam, she's the sweetest. She's so adorable. She wore like Lisa Frank leggings. She has purple, pink, blue hair. I love her style. I love her sense of humor and her sweetness. Like, she's adorable. There's planner obsessed teacher Mary, who is a teacher, of course, and so she has like that nurturing spirit towards people. But apart from being nurturing, she'll just tell you things like they are, and she's hilarious. She is so sweet as well. Like, everybody has these amazing personalities. And then I met someone who is part of the Texas Planner Babes community, which I also just found out about. Her name is Amanda. She was like walking around, like taking footage of me as well, like the first day. So shout out to Amanda, who was super sweet, and me throughout. So I appreciate her so much. And I just had these ladies to hang out with. The first day when I was there with Mary and Amanda, we came across the Lights Planner Action, like a floral kind of design wall that you could just color. There were Crayola super tips. It was really fun. And then after that, we just went and had lunch at Texas Live, which it was hilarious because Planning with Bumble was hosting a meet and greet there. So we kind of saw her in her Patreon group. We didn't really say hi. They looked like they were busy, but it was really nice. Just like seeing everyone so excited with Planning with Bumble. I'm not much of a happy planner person, and I know she does a lot of like happy planner planning. So I didn't feel like the confidence to kind of go and talk to her, but it was really sweet to see that. And then that day afterwards, I just went home to kind of freshen up and get ready for the welcome party. So let's get into the welcome party. So I got back to the hotel that night and we had a party from 7 to 10. It was the welcome party hosted by and sponsored by Archer and Olive. I didn't know there was a welcome party. I researched a lot, but I just wasn't expecting like an actual welcome party. It wasn't like open bar and stuff. We did have to buy our drinks and they were pretty expensive, but it was so much fun. A live band just playing covers of popular songs. So I don't know how much I can show you due to copyright, but it was insane. Like, there were girls that got up on the stage and sang, and it was so much fun. Like, they have like this huge millennial playlist, songs like 1,000 Miles. There were other like really fun ones too, like Sweet Caroline, Jesse's Girl, and some hip hop ones. It was, I don't think I've ever experienced something like that, because It's always just like family parties or like a bar with your friends, maybe a club, or just like mostly women get together and just like have a really fun time. It was surreal to me. And I got to dance close to Plan with Laura. I was hanging out with her. Here's photo evidence. I'm at the one and only Plan with Laura. She's so much fun. There were girls that like had energy like throughout the 3 hours. They were just like dancing the whole time. I probably danced like 1 hour of that. But then I got to hang out with like the other EC squad members, like Sherry's plans, Desiree plans, Chloe plans, my crafty plans. I met Annie plans, like a lot of other EC girls. It was surreal. And I was of course hanging out with my friends, Sam, Amanda, Mary. We were just like living it, dancing it out. And arguably, I probably had more fun that night than I did in the Planjama. I know, a very, very controversial subject, but yeah. Then they had like a drag show up on stage. I am going to quote Mary on this because she said the funniest thing I've probably ever heard. She saw one of the drag queens. She was like carrying like a lot of money in her hand, like from the tips. And Miss Mary says, someone needs to get that person a planty pack. It was hilarious. We laughed so hard. If you got the reference, you got it. If not, you probably don't like Erin Condren enough. But yeah, so definitely amazing experience. Wouldn't trade it in for the world. One thing you can totally expect to be doing at Go Wild is lining up, queuing. There's a lot of lines. Those of you that don't know a little bit of the dynamic, Friday at Go Wild, the first day of actual like speakers, there are sponsored tables. And these sponsored tables are very intricate. And it's kind of like a culture to kind of like try to be there as early as you can to get a really good table. Which I've heard people say, like, I've been to Go Wild multiple times. I've never had a bad table. I have heard like the infamous Anaheim Go Wild where people like pushed and shoved each other and it got wild. So in DC they try to make it very organized. This time around they told us you will not be able to line up until 6:30. Which some people were really upset by that. They were saying like, okay, well, nobody followed the rules. We were told not to line up until 6:30, but there were actually people that were there since like 2 a.m. 2 a.m. they lined up. So they basically waited over 5 hours in line in order to get a good table. This is a topic of big debate. The sponsor tables. Personally, I would not spend 5 hours in line to get free products. Well, not free, but like a sponsored product. But yeah, I arrived at the hotel at 6:20, and by then the line was already insanely long. The line went like from the hotel lobby and then like up the escalators and through the hallways until we got to the ballroom where the conference was going to be held. So by then I'm like, oh my god, I'm probably like at the end of the line. I'm probably gonna get like maybe not the best table. I really wanted a zebra table, which, spoiler alert, I got a zebra table, and I was pretty much like towards the end of it, so it was okay. Plus there were like really high ticket, you could say, tables. Like Archer and Olive had some beautiful handbags that they gave out. People who were there just really wanted them. There were tables like sponsored by small shops, big shops, corporations, Zebra, Happy Planner, Erin Condren. I was tempted to go to the Erin Condren table because it was so beautiful, but I do get a lot of like Erin Condren products already, so I wanted to try something different, which, I mean, Zebra's not too far away. Like, I have all of the mild liner colors, but it was really nice. We ended up getting like cowgirl hats, cowboy hats too. That day, like, I just remember like getting there. I didn't even have coffee or anything. I just waited in line with my friend Sam. We like totally had, honestly, like the line went by pretty fast. Like, we were a little bit disillusioned because every time like we would turn a corner, there was just more and more line of it. We're like, okay, are we gonna get into the ballroom now? No, another line, just go and go and go. So yeah, that part of it was not great, but we had a lot of fun talking to the people in our line. We were just like sharing like fun products we like, talking about our planners, talking about like what we do, our life, and we shared contact cards. I got some bracelets. And so it was really nice. I enjoyed even the time I was in the line. It was all worth it in the end. I lined up at 6:20 and I think I was finally able to get a table like 7:45-ish, I believe. I was in the line for a little, like an hour 20, but it was okay. At least I wasn't there for 5 hours and still got a good table. So that's good. I guess people are very particular about what they like, but I'm not. I did want a zebra table and I did get it, so yes. Oh, and the feeling of being in that conference room with all the lights, you know, your table, your table mates. We had a really great volunteer, Chamberlain. Shout out Resurgence Coffee. Chamberlain really was so great, really attentive of us. And we had Plan with Lauren with Love, of course. Jazz is planning it up there on the stage. They were hosting. They did a really great job of making it really fun for everybody. And they gave us these handkerchiefs that are the cutest thing on the planet. So it's this handkerchief right here. It's got the state of Texas. You've got your like boots, the disco ball, which I think apparently was like invented in Dallas. I don't know. Of course, you'll have your washi here. Cute, super cute washi. You've got like across the border scissors and paper clips. Like, I'm in love, y'all. This, oh my god. I love it. I love it so much. I know, why am I getting so excited over a handkerchief? But it's all in the details. Like, we just kind of used it to shake it around when the speakers were coming out. So this was really nice. It was super nice touch to have around. I love those little things that they add. When we sat down at our tables and, you know, they just like announced everything like that it was starting, like welcome to Go Wild. We had the hosts up there. Lauren with Love is like the person that asks questions, and Plan with Laura is kind of like our host and the person that goes like to the audience to help with questions. So they announced everything and everyone got super excited at this point. I was beyond myself. Like, I was literally about to cry. Mainly because there's like so much backstory to it. I remember me being in my room like back then in like I think 2017 when all of this was starting when Go Wild. I was like living vicariously through all of the people that were going to the conference. I was just thinking, oh my gosh, like I wish I was there. So for the longest time I've been wanting to go. And then 2019, it was in Austin, and I thought, this is my chance. But I was like really broke, and by then the ticket was like $500. Like, I really could not afford it. So luckily, like as time has gone by, like my husband and I, we've gotten better jobs, we've gotten more stability. Like, it just makes sense now. So I was sitting down and then the speakers started. First, we had Notiq, VJ from Notiq, come and give us like a talk, and I feel like this chat was a really, really great opener for the conference because it was very inspirational. The first chat was building an elegant personal image. It was really about how elegance really means like providing value to others, not talking bad about others, giving people your full attention. Like that is elegance. That really resonated with me because I just like feel like I can't be elegant. Like I'm always like self-deprecating and things like that. But she gave another explanation to elegance and how to achieve it, and I absolutely loved it. Plus, she is the image of elegance herself. She looked absolutely marvelous. So I think this really set the tone for the conference, and I absolutely loved it. That lasted about 45 minutes. And then we had the next one, Funny Cool. She is the founder of Archer and Olive, which Archer and Olive is a journal brand. AmandaRachelLee actually uses their journals a ton. They're very resistant, very beautiful journals that a lot of bullet journalers prefer. I think that this chat by Bonnie was very vulnerable and it really resonated with a lot of us. She talked about her journey with mental health, mental illness, and how creativity helped her. She actually gave us a gift while we were there, and it was kind of like a sort of workshop moment where she gave us like a journaling pack with washi tape, pretty stickers and things like that, and a beautiful accordion pad or notebook that I absolutely loved. I think it was such beautiful swag, and I mean, she gave out one to every single person in the audience, and she kind of like had us do like journaling, ripping up paper, just getting creative. I, of course, did not want to touch my stuff. And a lot of people on my table had the same sentiment. They're like, I cannot waste this. They were talking about how like they're gonna probably save it for another occasion, a more special occasion. Like this is not going to be touched. And I wasn't alone. Just like a little side note here, a lot of times I felt just so seen, so heard by all of these other people on my table. Like just everyone prepared with their notebooks, their pens. Absolutely everyone had something. If we didn't have anything to write with, we got a bunch of zebra swag, so we had our pens there. But especially my friend Sam, she had her Archer and Olive notebook there with pens, and she was journaling like what the speakers were saying, taking notes. So I just felt at home, and Bonnie's chat was absolutely amazing. Like it really resonated with me. After that, we had a planner feud hosted by Krissyann Designs, and it was hilarious. Like one of the questions is, what would you do to get a planner? And a lot of answers were ridiculous, like kill, I would die, I would sell a family member. So yeah, really out there, but super fun. Then Cloth and Paper sponsored our energy break. So she had like a little breakfast for us, and it was nice. There was mainly tea, so no coffee the first day, but it was really nice. Like honestly, it was some of the best yogurt I've ever tasted in my life. She hosted it the second day after as well. Some of the best donut holes as well. We had a live performance by Kristen Cruz, which is a local to Texas. Like she is someone on TikTok that achieved a lot of fame with popular songs. So that was really nice. She sang some songs like Careless Whisper, an Adele song, and that girl can sing. So it was really fun to just kind of like take that moment to just listen to her sing. The next thing that happened, hello to my future self. We had Amber Kemp Gerstel of Damask Love she gave us a workshop on like card making. Wow, I did not expect it to be what it was. They gave us a bunch of like card making supplies, which one of like my guilty pleasures on YouTube and YouTube Shorts is just watching card making videos. But I'm like, I'll never really be into that. It's another hobby and I've already got enough hobbies. But oh my gosh, I want to get into card making. They had a bunch of supplies there on our table, stamping, and what surprised me the most is how emotional this was, because it's supposed to be like a letter for your future self, and mine honestly turned out way better than I thought. Everyone on the table was telling me, wow, oh my god, yours looks so pretty. I did not expect it to be that pretty, but it just kind of happened, and it was because I was feeling so inspired. Like, her conversation was talking about what kind of advice would you have for your younger self? Like, what would you like to then tell your future self? That got to me because, you know, I've been really rethinking my life. Like, what am I going to do? I hit 30 and I was having like a quarter life crisis. Like, you know, right before I turned 30, I'm like, I'm gonna turn 30. What am I doing with my life? I can't just be a cubicle rat my whole life. And just started to go on this like journey of Sarah's planner and everything like that. So this whole workshop really resonated with me, and my goal is for me to just be doing what I love to do and not have to like depend on a corporate job. And this was a big surprise because I honestly can say that this is probably one of my favorite workshops from the whole conference. Yes, we had a session with Bess from Lights Planner Action, Mark Your Pages, AmandaRachelLee, a bunch of other ones at the prop, but this was my favorite because it was just so great. And we had a booth. This was, I think, sponsored by Altenew as well, which is a brand I didn't know about. So they had a little booth where you could drop in your letter and then they'll mail it to you like in 6 months. So that's really fun. Like 6 months, I'll get that back and just, it'll be kind of a reminder of what this workshop was. So I can't say how much I loved it. Now, the moment everyone was waiting for, the keynote session, of course, was Martha freaking Stewart. Martha Stewart. No one was expecting this. Like, they've had speakers, they've had like Alicia Silverstone, they've had celebrity speakers that go wild. It's kind of like a thing. But having Martha Stewart herself was like unbelievable to a lot of people. They're like, what? Like, that's insane. I cannot tell you how surprising it was, just how it all went down. Like, Martha, of course, she is, you know, a very elegant lady, but I wasn't expecting her to be so snarky, sarcastic, and so hilarious. It was basically like a Q&A session where people from the audience asked her questions and she just answered. One of the ones that really, really stood out to me is people asked her, like, you know, your name is a reference. Your name is used in all of the media, in books, magazines, videos, YouTube, movies. It's everywhere. How do you feel about that? And she said, well, I'm an adjective. And I just thought, oh my gosh, like, I want to achieve that level of confidence, which, I mean, honestly, I didn't feel like translated to arrogance. It's just fun confidence, and I thought that was really nice. One other thing is that I felt super inspired by everything she's achieved. She kind of talked about how she got there by not listening, by sometimes like investors that wanted to take advantage of her, and she worked really hard. She still works really hard. We asked her, of course, about her favorite pen, her favorite planner, and she had some great answers for us. I was like very surprised by how amazing this chat was with Martha, and the fact that she really liked us. The people in the audience were very lighthearted and kept it very airy. Like, they didn't really get into her personal space, because a lot of times that's what people do to famous people. They may have asked her like very controversial questions or very personal questions, and nobody did that. We were just like genuinely interested in hearing about her success, about how she achieved her success. And that's one other thing I love about people in the planner community, is that we're very empathetic. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but we really want people to feel safe, feel heard, feel welcome. We really got that through over to Martha, and that for me was really wonderful that she got to experience that, because she got to experience like what we talk about in the planner community. So that was Friday. Throughout the morning, I think that ended like around 1:30 p.m. And then it was off to like meetups, or, you know, if you had something planned with other llamas, then you would go and, you know, do your thing. Later on that day, I had other events. I had an Erin Condren happy hour. I had to clip my hair a bit. It was getting in the way. Something that I'm super thankful for is being part of the Erin Condren affiliate team, hashtag EC Squad, because they really spoil their affiliates. They do luncheons. I got to go to the factory tour, and in this particular moment, they booked a little like bar space for us, and we had like open bar. They had gifts laying around for us on the tables, and it was just a moment for all the affiliates to kind of get together, chit chat, hang out. I thought that was really nice. We always see these people online, like we're also in like Zoom calls together sometimes during big launches, but you never actually get to meet them in person. And getting to meet them in person is really great, but I will say that I have regrets. Like, I was extremely shy, and I'm usually like an extrovert, but sometimes I feel outside of my element. Like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, these people are just like incredibly successful influencers. What am I doing here? Kind of like imposter syndrome type of thing, which I know I fought my way into. Like, not literally, but like it was hard work for me to actually get into the affiliate team. I know I deserve it and somehow, but I just felt out of my element. But it was great. Everybody's nice. I already know some of the affiliates from the previous event, and my like best planner friends are affiliates because we met at the other event. So it was really nice. And Tonia, the CEO of Erin Condren, gave us a speech that was like really quirky and fun, but it was beautiful. I think she made us feel really special. So I'm just gonna insert that clip here with her speech to us.
What you all do on a daily basis, and the content that you share, and the community that you're making, and the way that you inspire other people is truly why we are here. It's truly what drives us to do what we do. It gives purpose, it gives meaning to the work that we do. We scour what you all are sharing. I don't know if you've noticed, and I'm sorry if you think we're stalking you, because we are stalking you. I will tell you, there have been multiple times where I'm like screenshot. I'm going to share this out to the whole group. But truly, the things that you are doing, the content that you're creating, those are the inspiration for what we do. They truly drive the decisions that we're making, and we could not do this without you. We are so incredibly thankful. I'm so incredibly thankful to have each and every one of you in our lives. Did not mean to get emotional, but this is the reason we do what we do, and it brings me joy every day. And I hope that this planning community and some of the things that we're doing can bring you a little joy as well. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night, and please join us tomorrow on stage. I think it's going to be a fun one. Thank you.
And all in all, like, it was amazing. A big highlight is that I got to meet Sarah from Heart Breathings. She is incredible. She's so sweet, so down to earth. And I mean, she's like very established YouTuber, and she's part of their Condren affiliate team. So It was great. I can't say how much I enjoyed it. I really did. Mom.plans and Tailored Plans, they recorded a really fun reel for the event, so definitely check it out. I'll link it because it was so fun to do. I was there in a few, and definitely like a bunch of affiliates participated, like if they were, you know, the ones that had fun and the ones that like are not too shy, because believe it or not, a lot of these like influencers that you see on YouTube, on Instagram, so many followers, they're shy people. Someone on Instagram said, like, be prepared to see that a person's personality doesn't always match like their internet persona. It was really like eye-opening and really fun to just be around them. I just feel bad that I didn't say hi to more people because I was just so shy, just kind of like overwhelmed. But it was great. I would love to do it again. Absolutely love it. Now for the zebra crop session. So if you don't know what a crop session is, I didn't either. I had no clue whatsoever. Actually, the whole time that I was like planning for Go Wild and everything, I never really knew what it was. I was trying to figure it out, but it's basically kind of like a workshop type of thing where you have speakers up there on the stage, but they're also kind of like guiding you through techniques and things like that. First up was Mark Your Pages, which it was somebody I didn't really know before Go Wild. Like I started following him on Instagram once they announced the speakers. I was surprised. I really liked him. Like, he has such a bubbly and fun personality. He gave us like a kind of like a session on bullet journaling, which I'll be honest, like I did not love that workshop because it was just like, you know, just like learning how to draw certain things on bullet journaling. I would have expected something a little bit different. I don't know, something that we could apply. I don't know. That's one of my guilty pleasures. I love seeing other people bullet journal, but I personally don't like it. I feel like it takes up a lot of time. So I'd rather have a YouTube video playing while I'm doing something else and someone else is bullet journaling. But what I really enjoyed is the whole zebra crop session. So it was basically sponsored by Zebra Pens. So we got a bunch of like pen samplers on our table, and some pens were actually like the Zebra Vintage, which I really liked, especially because I'm like a big fan of brown ink. Where's my brown ink team? You always hear black ink, you always hear blue ink, but you never hear brown ink, and I love brown ink. That was a really nice surprise. And the biggest surprise was that we got to see like an exclusive launch from Zebra Pens, which is like their double ink highlighters. It's the first time they ever launched it, and we got to witness it at Go Wild, which I thought was a really nice touch that we got like first dibs on the launch. It just felt really special. And the best part about it was they gave us, all of us in the crop session, this little like zebra pen holder, and I thought this was the cutest thing ever. They have their dual tip markers. You can see that. It was gorgeous. I was so excited about this. I'm gonna cherish this forever. I know it's just a little pencil case, but it's the cutest darn pencil case that you've ever seen. I wish I could have these in all of the colors. This was my favorite part of the crop session, just seeing them give us our little cases and the whole launch with Zebra. After Mark Your Pages, we had a session with Beth from Lights Planner Action. I didn't know her either, and she has energy. I absolutely loved her energy. She was like dancing there up on stage. She was like really creating this like environment of fun, and I loved her memory keeping workshop. She gave us the cutest little planners and stickers, and the workshop was actually like really helpful. I enjoyed her session so much. Then after her, we had AmandaRachelLee on stage. I was so excited to see her because I absolutely love her. I love her bullet journal. Like I said, I love watching other people bullet journal. And I feel like she's kind of one of the OGs, kind of the ones that made bullet journaling cool. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. She did a session where like we doodled like Fredbird the frog. Again, like I'm not a big fan of doodling, so I didn't enjoy that as much. But just seeing her do it, hearing her voice was really, really nice. So I enjoyed that crop session a lot. But I will say that it was 9 p.m. when Amanda got on stage. I had been at the hotel since 6:20. I did take some time to just go home and freshen up a bit before the Erin Condren thing and the zebra session, but oh my god, it was intense. Like, I was so tired by then, so I didn't stay for the last session with Brittany Carmichael. They were gonna do like planners, and I'm like, I'm out of here. I was so tired. So I didn't stay for that, but I kind of wish I would have. I wanted to enjoy everything, but you can't enjoy everything. It's impossible. There are just too many events going on. But in general, like, the crop session was really fun. Like, I'm so glad that I went, because I know some people didn't go, like, they didn't really feel like it or felt it was too much, like, after having the day that we did. But I think it was amazing. So yeah, I loved the crop session with all the speakers. It was really fun. Day 3 of the conference, which was day 2 of like speakers, was not nearly as crazy as the day before. Like, you didn't have to line up because nobody's really going for the sponsored tables. So I mean, people just kind of lined up like when they were supposed to. Like the conference room opened at 7:30, so people were lining up like 6:30, 7. Not nearly as crazy as the day before. But this day was really great. Like, a lot of people talked about Tablemate gifts, and in the Facebook groups, like, a lot of people said you are not required to do it. It's only if you want to. A lot of people will do it, but don't feel pressured to do it. I really wanted to do it. The whole Go Wild thing was like a really big expense, so for me, spending on Tablemate gifts was a little bit difficult as well. And I did my research. I was hearing all of the people chat about it and give tips, and some people said just get snacks. Like, you really need snacks when you are there because food is expensive and you're walking around and everything. So I filled up my Tablemate gifts with snacks. I was also going back and forth, like, do I get pens? Do I get, like, paper clips? Things that we would like. And then I thought, like, we're gonna get so much swag. I don't think people will be, like, too into, like, pens and paper clips. I ended up just giving snacks and getting things from Buc-ee's. As you may know, in Texas, it's, like, a huge gas station. So I thought, okay, Texas, just, like, a few things. And I got a bunch of snacks from H-E-B, which the H-E-B brand snacks is my favorite, and it's very Texas. I feel like I should have like toned down a little on the snacks and gone a little bit, like maybe get some cute sticky notes or paper clips, because honestly, like, you can never have too many paper clips. Like, you always love to get new ones. It was stressful for me to just think about it. If I could give you a tip, it's just don't read too much into it. Just enjoy the process, because in the end, I enjoyed people opening them up and like getting excited about their Buc-ee snacks. I enjoyed every single one of my Tablemate gifts. My friend Mary, a planner obsessed teacher, like, she gave the cutest cookies and gave like coasters that her teacher friends had made. My friend Sam, she hand crocheted the paper clips that she gave out, along with pens and things like that, and it was perfect. Everybody really enjoys what you give them. I got some snacks, I think, from Canada. I saw that they were giving out like in some of the Tablemate gifts, because we had people from Canada come over too. I mean, I read so much into it, and at the end it was just all very lighthearted and fun, and everything that they gave, like, I was very, very appreciative of. And I'm sure that people liked my gift too. So yeah, but the Tablemate gifts were so nice. It's just that culture of giving that I feel Go Wild has created, which I absolutely love. And then we had the same people plan with Laura. Jazz is planning it. Lauren with Love up on the stage, kind of like introducing everyone. One thing I almost forgot to mention, so important, the founders panel. I absolutely loved the founders panel. We had Callie Danielle, the founder of Callie Danielle Planners, Sierra Friend, the founder of Maxi Life, Mo Vasquez, the founder of Pipsticks, Felicia Jarrell, the founder of Gold Mine and Cocoa, and Kathy Marie Cano from Crafty Chica. So all of them, like, they had so much great wisdom to share with us. I absolutely loved everything that they had to say, because it was like, these are very successful people that have made a career out of something that they really love. That's what gets to you when you see people like loving what they do, legitimately enjoying it, and at the same time making a difference in other people's lives. Like, I am so inspired by them. One of the most inspiring quotes, I think, came from Crafty Chica, where she talked about have your end goal in mind and reverse engineer it. And I think that was so big. It hit really deep, because it's sometimes I feel like I don't have as much direction. I just kind of do, and I don't know what's going to be the end result. I just try to like wing it. But she talked about like having that direction when you're actually thinking about your goals, and then strategizing to be able to accomplish them, which is not always what we do. So I loved it. There were some great quotes. I actually posted some on my Instagram in case you want to check them out. And then also Erin, Condren, Tonia, I love how she speaks. And she said something that really stuck with me, and I'll let you guys hear her quote here about washi.
And sometimes there's not enough washi in the world to cover up some days. Like, truly, there's none.
And then lastly, we had the final swag drop, where Erin Condren gave us a bunch of totes, and they were filled with like stickers from different shops and other goodies. I'm definitely going to do a haul, so stay tuned for all of the swag that I received. But yes, this part of the conference was so amazing. I really enjoyed it. Erin Condren, they did like Ultimate Planner Challenge. The Ultimate Planner Challenge was just kind of like a Master Chef situation, where we had Julie's plans, Danny's planning it, and the winner from last year, the small business grant edu consulting firm, like they were up there doing the challenge. They got to plan in 5 minutes, and Erin Condren gave us their spread sampler. That was really cool to get to see it, because I didn't get the collab box. It was fun to see the sampler, and we did a challenge. One person was gonna win $300. I did not want to touch my sampler, but when they said $300, I'm like, okay, I'll open my sampler. I didn't get it, unfortunately, but it was really fun to just do the challenge where we planned with whatever we had on hand, just like the contestants, and we were just like watching them have fun and stuff like that. And then after that, we took a break. Cloth and Paper again sponsored our food. I wish I would have recorded this for y'all, but everything got crazy. Like, I was starving. I hadn't had breakfast. They had such delicious biscotti and donut holes and coffee. The coffee was amazing. I enjoyed that so much. People weren't eating the biscotti, so I probably had like 5 of them. I had too many because they were just leaving them there. After the little break, we went back and we had the Simply Gilded Washi Art Workshop. This was hosted by Erin, the owner of Simply Gilded, and Jerica Plans. I was not prepared for how much I enjoy washi tape art. I'm not very good at it, so it's not my calling, but it was so relaxing. They also had like some little, like, I don't know, X-Acto knives. They had some knives that looked like pens. So I know the volunteer there was like saying, that's not a pen, that's a knife, so be careful. I hurt myself. So the warnings were there. It was so much fun to do. Like, they gave us a bunch of washi tape. We got to it. They had print pressions paper on the table. I have never used print pressions, and now I really want to be a ring binder girly because the paper is just beautiful. After that, I wish I would have recorded this. Like, by that time I was just so into it, just like into the conference, that I didn't record everything I wanted to. But we had post Secret Live. And Post Secret, for those of you that don't know, I didn't know, is like a website. Frank, he founded a company where people literally just mail him secrets on a postcard. So they mail him secrets, he posts them on the website, and people see like other people's secrets, which genius, by the way. I would have never thought about something like that, and it works. Like it's very famous now. So he did post secret for us, and then people got to share their secrets. It got a little heavy, let me tell you. Like, people were sharing heavy secrets out there in public. It gets emotional because you're kind of living through them. If it was something difficult that someone went through, you're just living it, you know, hearing them cry and talk about it. I was not expecting that. Like, people in their Tablemate gifts, they had tissues. They said, you're gonna need them. And I thought, you know, I'm such a crybaby, but I don't think this will make me cry. I cried. Especially in one of them, like, he talked about a secret that someone sent him with an actual audio message, and it was like his grandmother playing a birthday song for him, and it was like the last thing that person heard about his grandmother, and he saved that audio message forever, and he plays it at everyone's birthdays. And oh my god, I just got goosebumps. Like, I heard the deceased grandmother's voice on the microphone, and I was bawling. It was so sad and heartwarming. I did not know that went on at Go Wild. So yeah, and after that we did have the Spehar from Under the Desk News. I enjoyed that chat so much because he talked about like content marketing and how to like get yourself out there, how to create a different persona online than what you really are, so you can separate those two. He had some very actionable tips for online creators like myself. It was a really eye-opening chat. After that, it was over. By that time, I was like close to 2 p.m., like 1:40 or something like that. And I just took the day. My husband picked me up. We went to go get lunch, and I slept and I played with my swag. Of course, like, I started organizing my swag because we were gonna leave the morning after. So I kind of like organized everything depending on what it was in my bag, so I could bring them and just open them up calmly. Now for the Planjama. Ever since Go Wild started, like the first conference was held, I was really excited about the Planjama party. It just seemed like, oh my gosh, you can party in your pajamas and it's like a giant blowout party. Yeah, it was big. Like, there was food, there were a lot of drinks. I had a lot of drinks that night. And funny story, I saw Planning Professor, which is someone I really wanted to meet from Instagram, and I was like so drunk. I saw her at the end of the party, so we were just kind of like talking a little bit, and then I went to my friend Mary's hotel room and we were just like chatting up a bit after the party, because the party lasted 3 hours from 7 to 10. I was there like 7:15. It was really fun. Like, there were a lot of like photo booths, and of course the confetti carpet by Krissyann Designs. There was like a giant screen that said Happy Planner, which was really nice. I just love anything planner related, seeing it like in the wild. So I could actually like see other people going to other bars around there, kind of like look through the windows like, what is going on? Because there was a giant llama just dancing around, and everyone in their PJs. Of course, that will spark some curiosity. I will say that I kind of like had higher expectations for the Planjama, but it's not like scale level. It's just that maybe I just didn't enjoy it as much because I was just so tired. Everything like just came up to that moment. I took a nap before going to the Planjama, and I didn't even want to get up. I just thought, like, what if I skip out on the Planjama? Of course, I was not gonna do that. Like, what a waste. But I think the welcome party on the first day in the hotel was more enjoyable for me, and I think maybe because it was like one large open space where everybody could just be and dance. The dance floor here at the venue where they held the party was pretty small. Like, I got claustrophobic. I'm just not a clubber anymore. Like, I'm not 20 anymore. It was just like a party for millennials. I walked in there and I felt like I was at a middle school dance. Those are the songs they were playing in middle school, and that's because a lot of the planner community, like our age group is right there. Like we're all anywhere between like late 20s to like 50s. That's kind of like our age group. Let me know in the comments, why do you think so many millennials are part of the planner community and this age group? Because I have been trying to figure it out, but it was really fun. Like I met some new friends, we had drinks together. I will cherish these moments. I will stick them in my memory forever and in my memory planner. But it was a great ending to a beautiful weekend, like something that I would love to experience every year. I don't know if I can, like the cost is very high. It's not something that I can always afford, I think, but I would definitely do it again. Okay, now for my thoughts, I'm gonna answer a few questions that I had on Instagram. I did a Q&A and other people also had questions. Like I was seeing other people's Instagrams with the questions. A big question that came up, not for me but for someone else, and that I thought I would also answer it here, is for me it was definitely worth the money, 100%. The ticket was $700. I think with taxes it came up being like $780 or something like that. It was pricey for sure, but I know some people don't like to look at it this way. Others kind of look at it this way, but you shouldn't want to get like the price of the ticket back in swag, but you kind of do. I think like for what I got in swag, I would have gotten like half the tickets worth back in swag. We had the energy break, so we had like breakfast, not a large breakfast because there were so many people, the food was running out quick. But like for both conference days, like we had that like energy break provided by Cloth and Paper, so you had your free breakfast per se. We had food provided by the Erin Condren team one day, and then at the Planjama we also had food. I mean, food was not provided every single day, but it did help if you were budgeting. And not everyone has those events. Like for example, like the Erin Condren affiliate event was not something that everyone can experience because it was provided for the affiliate team. I mean, there are certain things that you will have to pay for. You will have to pay for your meals. You have a transportation to take into account. It really is a lot of money, but I sincerely think it's worth it because you get to experience something that is just so unique. It's such a unique experience. In my case, it was, because where else can you find like a room of people that love the same things as you? I feel in my daily life there's no one that really understands my passion for planners, like what they mean to me, what it means to my mental health. They don't really get it, and like here you could just talk to anyone about a planner, about a pen, a journal. That kind of connection was very invaluable to me. You get to make very good friends. Like for me, I was already friends with Mary and Sam, but just being there, connecting, being there all day, having lunch with them was really sweet. I even made a really great friend, Amanda, who was very kind to me. We immediately connected. We had a lot of things in common. So yeah, I would say it's definitely worth the money depending on what you want to get out of it. If you're in there for the swag, don't do it just for that, because one, you won't get all your money's worth in swag, and two, it's really not just about that. It is a great plus. Because I know I've had friends that told me, hey, I went to a nail conference. I paid like $800 for that conference. And one, you don't even get the swag. It's probably like just a day long. And here you get those 3 days. You get amazing speakers. Oh, and that's another thing. A lot of value that you get from the speakers, sharing their knowledge, being in the same room as them, feeling their presence, learning how they achieved what they achieved. That is beautiful. That is worth the ticket price 10 times over, I think. So connections, speakers, swag, even the food, and just, you know, being being part of a community, being part of the club. Another question was, how much did you spend? I would say I probably spent less than if it would have been in another state, because of course I didn't have an airline ticket. Luckily my husband drove me. He was so sweet to just go and drive me and stay in an Airbnb for 4 days. He worked from the Airbnb, and like I would text him when it was a time to pick me up, so I didn't have to pay parking, valet. The valet parking was really expensive. I didn't have to pay rideshare. So yeah, like him just being there for me was a blessing, and it helped us save money too, because the Airbnb was much cheaper. The room rate was around $220 per night, and I spent like about $420 on my Airbnb that was like literally 3 minutes away, which was a savings. So the ticket around $780, $420 for the Airbnb. That's with taxes and fees included and everything. Gas was around $90. And food, I spent like around $250 during lunch. It's like I pretty much ate fast food. Also, I didn't go like to get coffee. I had coffee at my Airbnb. I just had like the coffee maker. So I didn't spend money on coffee. I spent on a few like meals, which honestly probably could have come out to less than $250. I didn't buy anything at the pop-up shops. So all in all, I probably spent like $1,550 along with the taxes. But if you are accounting for flights, if you are accounting for a room, if you don't want to like share a room with anybody else, I would suggest you budget anywhere between $2,500 to $3,000 for the whole trip. But I would like to keep it under $2,500 even with flights if I could. This time around I was able to keep it at $1,500 because it was in Texas. The flights are insanely expensive sometimes. So that's what it came up to. Another question I saw is, can you go if you don't know anybody? Will it be okay? 100 times yes. Everybody's super friendly in general. People are so nice. Anywhere I was, like even in my line to the sponsor tables, I was literally waiting in line for like an hour and a half, and I didn't even feel it because we were all talking, we were all having fun, sharing contact information, sharing products that we love. You just instantly connect. Even if you're an introvert, someone will take you in. I can almost guarantee that. And if someone doesn't, just reach out to me if I'm there because we can totally be friends and talk about planners together. My favorite line was like, "Hi, I'm Sarah. Which planner are you in?" Like, that's a great conversation starter because it'll get anybody started. We're at a planner conference. What else? Like, something that helped me as well is that Sammy, my friend, she is so great at just talking to people. Like, she'll say, "Hey, can I get a picture?" She would give out her swaps, and that helped me a lot. She took so many pictures, and she really kind of like made the icebreakers. So we kind of had like a thing going on. I think that even if I hadn't known them, I would still be okay. 100%. I would have made a friend or two or three, which in this case I made 3 very good friends that also live in Texas and that I can hang out with. Another question that I saw around is, can non-planner influencers also have a good experience? Can they have fun? And 100% yes. Not everyone at Go Wild is an influencer, and as a matter of fact, like, some of them don't even have like planner Instagrams. I was seeing the contact cards of people, I added them, and they just had like their personal Instagram. You had a bunch of people that were just there for the experience, and it was okay. And whoever you are, you end up talking to anybody, taking pictures with Krissyann Designs, Heather Kell's dad literally came up to us, and he's like, "Oh, you guys like her products?" He was beaming, like he was so proud of his daughter. I thought that was really heartwarming. I saw a lot of husbands there, like Krissyann Designs' husband was following her around with their baby, and I thought that was just so wonderful, seeing these husbands supporting their wives like that, because they run businesses, they're widely successful, but at the same time they're mothers and they want to feel close to their child. So I thought that was just insanely beautiful. And it was just, you know, being around mostly women, like seeing that female energy, seeing that empathy, that love for one another. I'm sorry, I just can't stop talking about it. It's just, I loved that experience. If you have any questions for me, drop them down in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. This was my first Go Wild, and I had so many questions before going. So even like anything about someone that I probably met along the way, I'm happy to answer. About the events, the product. I am gonna do a swag haul video, so stay tuned for that. There's a bunch of swag coming up. So that was it. That was my experience at Go Wild. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that if you go to Go Wild next year, and I do too, hopefully we can meet up and chat. And if you went to Go Wild, tell me about your experience. Your experience was most likely different than mine. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more planner content, and definitely watch this video next. Bye!